Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Boss Audits and Investigations. And welcome back to another episode of the Scientology Chronicles. Today, in episode 19, we are actually going to discuss a letter that I came across that actually correlates with episode 18. If you have not listened to episode 18, definitely check out that episode because in that episode we talked about a military veteran who, unfortunately, his family was torn apart by Scientology, and his ex-wife got into Scientology, and even in the divorce, he didn't get custody. The judge even told him he would get custody if he had had a job, that he felt that, the judge felt that he could afford to take care of his children, that he would have given him custody of the kids, but he didn't, unfortunately. And Scientology, a friend of hers in Scientology, um, took her children to Hawaii, and he did not know where his children were. He didn't know anything about where they were, whether they were being taken care of. It was a tragic story. And I came across something in more of my research. And this gentleman, Kermit Miller was his name, Kermit Miller. Kermit Miller wrote a letter to John F. Kennedy, to the President of the United States, asking for help, asking for the government to do something, and trying to warn JFK and inform him of what Scientology was all about. So in today's episode, we are going to jump right in, and we're going to take a look at the letter that Kermit Miller, a military veteran of this country who fought and served for this country, wrote to the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. So let's jump right into it, shall we? The letter is dated February 5th, 1963. To the Honorable John F. Kennedy, President of these United States, White House, Washington, District of Columbia, United States of America. Sir, enclosed herewith, I respectfully submit to you, number one, data on Scientology and Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard, science fiction writer, compiled by Oliver Field, Director of Legal and Socioeconomic Division of the American Medical Association. Number two, a copy of L. Ron Hubbard's alert memo to his cell leaders throughout America and the world after our U.S. Pure Food and Drug Administration seized the tools of this quack practitioner in the evil premise of Scientology. Number three, a copy of the memorandum titled Scientology Seizure, directed to me by Inspector Turner O'Haley of the Miami office of the U.S. Pure Food and Drug Administration under the heading Scientology Devices Seized, Cure All Claims Attacked. Number four, a picture of Alyssa, Michael, and Melanie, my children, who are the captives of Scientology. Their last known address was in Honolulu, Hawaii, and are guinea pigs in this psychotic, unscientific ideology in the hands of Jim Watson, Scientology auditor, and their mother, Diana. Mr. President, I respectfully address you as the recognized leader of the free world and petition you and your great office to direct the Attorney General of the United States to examine the Scientology file of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which I initiated approximately 3 years ago. In a report to Mr. Lee Teague, former director of the Miami division, and take appropriate action. Examine, affirm, or deny this criminal investigator's contention supported by fact that number one, Scientology, like an evil genius who tries to play God, is a fraud, and number two, furthermore, that L. Ron Hubbard has tried to hide the evil philosophy of Dianetics and Scientology under the protection of the First Amendment of the Constitution as a religious institution in order to A, avoid payment of many millions of dollars of federal income tax, B, fraudulently practice medicine without a license, C, use the United States mail to distribute the fraudulent scheme, D, place before the public of the United States and other countries of the world his sinister pronouncements, more sinister than Karl Marx and Lenin in communism, and more dangerous to the morals and minds of man than the most lewd, lascivious, and evil pornography ever composed by a sick mind. Mr. President, I, as you, took the oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America when I joined the Pennsylvania National Guard in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the U.S. Marine Corps, the Coast Guard Reserve, the U.S. Army, the Coast Artillery, and the U.S. Air Force, where I terminated my service as a provost sergeant with criminal investigative duty. This duty, sir, along with a proper religious childhood, prepared me as a private citizen to recognize a threat to our great country and our free way of life when the psychotic, evil, debilitating philosophy of L. Ron Hubbard destroyed my family. My wonderful children, Mr. President, now languish in Hubbard's snake pit of Scientology without direction in religion, manners, and the morals of mankind. The idiot lunatic fringe of Scientology is a danger to mankind, as was Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, and now Castro in Cuba. A knowledge of Scientology by this writer made Khrushchev come through loud and clear as he pounded his shoe on a table at the United Nations. I, in conclusion, respectfully petition you and your honorable high office, one father to another, to aid in the protection of the religious and moral standards of our great country and of our children. I am, sir, respectfully, Kermit Miller. That was a lot. And it moves me to tears. Because not only was Kermit Miller begging every branch of the United States to help him get his children back, he saw the clear and present danger of Scientology and tried to warn all of us and tried his hardest to do what? Protect us. And here he was in his weakest moment of his life, fighting to try to get his children back. And yet he still wrote his letter from a place of protection to protect us as US citizens in this country. So he is one of these unsung heroes that tried to sound the alarm, that tried to sound the code red. Because why? Kids can't consent. Kids can't consent. I don't know where you are, Kermit Miller. I don't know if you've passed on or if you're still alive. But I, for one, thank you for your diligent and unwavering quest to bring down Scientology. And I thank you for your service to our country in so many ways. And I hope and I pray that he did reconnect with his children at some point in his life. And if anybody knows anything about this story, any details, if you know Kermit Miller or any of his children, and if they ever reconnected, let me know in the comments, because I really feel like this story really does deserve a happy ending. Kids can't consent. No more kids in Scientology. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Spread love and kindness wherever you go.